Hi guys. Firstly, apologies for my voice this week. Got a bit of a sore throat. But we've got episode 4 now of season 5 of Mamemeister's High Score Kerfuffle. And last week was a choice from Pingy, which was versus Ice Climber, the arcade version of the NES game of the same name from Nintendo. This one got mixed reviews from the regulars, but I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure initially, as the movement is a little challenging and I didn't know any of the levels, but once I got used to it, I was able to make a reasonable amount of progress. Choosing levels that you're confident to do is key. In the first round, I settled on doing 3, 2, 13, 15, 18, 19, 1 and then 10. I could do those 8 without losing a life most of the time. After that, there's the Supra bonus round, which yields 30,000 points if you can get to the top. Beyond that is the second round, which is noticeably more difficult. I struggled to find levels I could complete there. That left me with getting just over 200,000 points, which I was still fairly happy with. The scoring of this game increases exponentially with each level, given increasingly large bonuses, so completing the bonus stage is key, and the further you get, the more points are awarded. So let's take a look at the scores, and we'll see quite a bit of variation due to this non-linear scoring system. So this week we've had a slight drop in numbers at 17. Some people have played this game before and chose not to play, and some played but only put in a token effort in, such as Alex Nintendo Arcade, down in 16th. We have seen 2 people make a return though. Steve finishes in 11th with 32,000, as well as this week's winner that we'll get to. Colin streamed this once again, and he's in 10th. Mancave Arcade is just ahead in 9th, and you can see his run on YouTube as before. We've then got a number of the usual suspects, followed by Milthy, who takes his best finish so far this season in 5th. Big Juffer is next, pulling away from the pack. Our top 3 is then made up of me in 3rd, a chunk ahead of Juff, a great effort from Graham, who posted nearly 300,000 points last night, which I didn't think I could match, so didn't play again. But our winner this week, and returning this season, is a bit of a specialist on this game, and that's Pingy. Well done to Pingy, and this week's win was never really in doubt. Here is the score distribution. We see a bit of a strange shape here, as there is a significant tail to the right, reflecting both the exponential scoring system, but also that our top 3 did a fair bit better than everyone else. And our winner significantly better than everyone. Juffer is on his own in the middle, there's then a gap to me showing the first significant step, then Graham in the next bin, and Pingy a full 2 bins ahead of everyone. Well done to Pingy, but he has had 30 years more experience playing this than anyone else. And finally the difficulty curve. Here is a shape of curve we've not seen very often. You see it's pretty flat early on, climbing slowly, suggesting a big barrier to entry, which is probably what puts a lot of people off. But once you can get on top of the game mechanic and get further, then there are many more points available, and we see the curve climb steeply up to Pingy at the top. I think if we have more people playing, we might see a bit of a plateau around the 200 to 300,000 mark, where me and Graham finished. The second set of mountains is much more difficult than the first, and I expect lots of people to get stuck at that point. Now let's take a look at the leaderboard. Once again, we've seen plenty of movement. Steve has crept into 21st with his first points. Mancave Arcade is up 3 into 17th. Ian and Retro Arcade Challenge are the big fallers, down 4 and 5 places after neither chose to play this week. Milthy is up 4 after his 5th place for Ice Climber. Retrotron and Robert both up 1. With that win, Pingy is straight into 5th place, and that solid 2nd place has put Graham into 4th, both of them pushing Colin down to 6th. Our top 3 remain unchanged though. Jaffa has drawn level with Mark on 148 points, but as quite a surprise to me, I'm still leading, and have even extended my lead to 60 points ahead of Mark and Juff. So let's see if I can maintain this lead with this week's game. So we've got another week where the chooser of the game was the winner of the week. So for this week, we've got everyone's choices loaded back in, with the only loss being versus Ice Climber. So let's set the selector going and see what we get. Okay. Yeah, so I know someone is going to be very happy, and that is Big Juffer. So we have got DoDonPachi, a game that, yeah, I'm very fond of as well, probably nowhere near as good as Big Juffer. So yeah, this is a cave, vertical shooter, bullet hell, absolute classic, expecting this to be a popular one. And I've got my Mister, and that has a DoDonPachi course. So I think probably myself, possibly, or definitely Big Juffer, possibly Colin too, will all be playing on our Misters. So good choice. I'll put a video together and see you in a sec.
Atlas. Presented by Cave.
So this week's game is the absolute classic shmup, DoDonPachi, released by Cave in 1997. I expect everyone will have heard of this game, and if you like a more modern shmup, then I expect you'll certainly enjoy things this week. And those that don't, maybe you'll get a new appreciation for this one, being one of the best in the genre. Cave were kings of the bullet hell style game, and this really put them on the map. Building on their previous DonPachi, this game is a flurry of enemies and bullets, and is extremely satisfying mowing everything down. The game starts out on at least an acceptable level of difficulty, but soon ramps up and becomes extremely challenging. I mentioned there's a Mister core available for this game, and that core is a bit of a jewel in the crown for the Mister currently. Simulating a 1997 arcade game in FPGA is highly impressive. So go away, have fun shooting stuff, and send me your scores. I'll be back next week with how everyone has done. See you then.